Dun, dun, Listen, because the intro song gets me every single time. Golly, when I tell you, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all straight? I missed y'all. I know I just seen you guys last week, but how y'all doing? Y'all right? Okay, cool. Welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brave. I'm your host, Domo Jones. I am so glad that you guys are here because y'all not even ready for my next guest. Hey, Mom, I love you. You're not the announcement. Mom is here and she in the building. You feel me? She in the building. Listen, I am so excited that you guys are here because we're on the map. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so let's get into the house rules. Hey, Latonya girl. Hey, girl. How you doing? You all right? You good? Thank you for joining. All right, so let's get into the house rules. No profanity. Cause now, listen, y'all know we don't do that over here. It's like way too many words in the dictionary. Webster's. We got you, big dog. We about to just flip that book open and do what we do. You feel me? No bashing of race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences. Why? Because from one blood he made all the nations. So, child, we came from, we family. Cousin, I see you. Auntie now. Oh, okay. All y'all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. Who gonna check for me? Who gonna check for me? Because who gonna check for me, boo? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. This show is called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have a disability and or medical condition. So here's the thing. Old heads, you already know what I'm about to say. Newcomers, new seers, new viewers, catch on quick. Get you one of us in your circle. I don't know what y'all thought this was. Get you one of us because the disability community, the tiers right here, we're on top of that. It just is what it is. I'm just gonna say you're welcome now. Because once you get you one of us in your circle, and then you be like, dang, I know. Because you was missing on a lot. The tier, like, and the crazy thing is, every episode, we just setting the bar even higher. Like, it's wild. I apologize that we're so dope. My bad. Sorry, not sorry, though. That's crazy. Also, this is one of the most important rules. This is one of them. Part A of the most important rule is we're going to talk about Jesus Christ on this show. I don't know what y'all thought this was. Y'all, because on here, yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. We always going to talk about Jesus Christ. You know why? Because he the number one stunner. The number one stunner. Okay, y'all get it. Just get your little taste. Have a little talk with Jesus. Tell them all about your Domo. You're not about to stutter this time. You okay? Act like you could talk. Thank you. All right. Okay, so now this is the most important rule of this show, and it is this show is one of the very few shows that has a disability. I mean, girl, we already had this talk. Don't show up in front of these people. Don't embarrass yourself in front of these people. Okay. This show is one of the very few shows that has a hostess with a disability that interviews guests with disabilities and or medical conditions or essential caregivers. Oh, heads. I guess you know what that means. Lady O, Tyler Perry, and Mother Ava DuVernay. Y'all know I'm about to stop by. Y'all know that, right? Oh, okay. Lady O, the weather is changing. Well, first of all, because these fires, we don't do that over here. But the weather is changing, and it's getting a little brisk. Well, kind of. Not really. Where you at? Yeah. We just gonna talk. We can talk in the house. We can talk in one of your gardens. We can talk in one of your lands. It doesn't matter. Living room, front room, guest tea room. It don't even matter. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chop it up real quick. Then I'm gonna go across the street to Tyler Perry's house. Then we're gonna have a conversation. Cause matter of fact, I'm letting you know now, Tyler Perry, that my life is a good 3 shows. Like a solid 3 shows and 2 movies and probably a series. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is you have a lot to work with when we talk. You welcome. And then after that, it's gonna be time to get my locks done. So me and Mother Ava DuVernay, we gonna go to Rockefeller real quick. And then I'm gonna sit in chair 1, she gonna sit in chair 2, and we're going to just chop it up. It makes sense to me. I'm gonna be in chair, or we can. You know what? Let's meet at the dryer. We can meet at the dryer. You sit in dryer 1, I'll sit in dryer 2 because I'm humble like that. I ain't gotta be the first one, but the last should be first. That's what looks okay. Yeah. Stay focused. We're just gonna talk. That's it. Let's have a little chit chat, a little conversation. You feel me? And then we in there. I'm excited about it. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is national news. When it really happens, don't y'all say y'all didn't know. Okay? Don't y'all say it. Because I've been saying it. And now it's time stamped. That's it. And we in there. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, so for the old heads, you guys know that typically I do a Braveheart. I forgot. I just forgot. Because here's the thing. Last month, I had to do everything. I had to be the back and the front and the side and the middle because Gabe was doing his thing at his job. He was getting promoted. And listen, the part of my job was not on it. But it's okay though. Because I'm going to be the Braveheart. It makes sense to me. I can be my own Braveheart, doggone it. I can be the Braveheart No, we talking about myself way too much. That's enough. We don't give other people chances. Okay, so for those that live in California, are these fires Domo. Because you're showing out. Slow down. Thank you. Are these fires bugging you? Because they're bugging me. And I don't like it. First of all, it's hot. It's 117 degrees outside. But then it's raining. Then it's hailing. Then it's windy. Then it's dark. Then it's... Child, figure it out. I got too many sinuses to be worried about this weather. Do I need to drink tea? Do I need to drink coffee? Do I need to drink ice water? Do I need to wear a scarf? Do I need to wear shorts, a tank top? Do I need to cover my... Because why it looks so horrible outside, but it's 145 degrees outside? Like, we need to figure this thing out. And another thing, y'all don't be talking about me wearing my earmuffs when it's supposedly 110 and 115. Y'all know I don't care. I'm gonna wear my muffs. Child, my ears need protection. And that's that. My ears need protection at all times. Because I need to cover my ear gates. That's what the books say. I need to cover my ear gates and eye gates. That's why I have glasses for protection. And I need my ears for protection. Okay? I ain't thinking about y'all. Talking about it's too hot. It's too hot for you. But not for my ears. Okay? Alright, so I'm super grateful that my next guest, first of all, she was referred. And let me shout out my sister Angela, because she all right with me. Okay? She all right with me. She does so many things and she wears so many hats, but yet she was gracious enough to send me my next guest as a referral. So I love people that send me referrals. Like, I love people that don't, but I love people that send me referrals because it means so much. It means that you're just thinking about me. Hey, Leon, I love you. And I appreciate that so, so much. All right, so my next guest. Listen, we was talking in the back, and we was talking yesterday. Y'all know, for the old heads, y'all know I meet my guest 10 minutes before the show. So I really don't know her story. But what up? Thank you. But my next guest, we was talking before the show. She the homie. She the homie. And that's that. That period. But before I say this, so as you guys can see, typically it's orange, but this month it's going to be purple. And my next guest is going to explain why. We're going to go into detail why, because this is her ribbon awareness month, and I'm super excited. It's super dope that she just became my guest on the month that represents her. That's like amazing. All right, so I already forgot how to pronounce her name, and we're not about to butcher it. So what we're gonna do is I already nickname her, and that's that. But when she come on, you guys are gonna see her name, and y'all figure it out. Okay? Trey Trey, come on, come on, friend. What up,
Hey,
girl?
hey, hey.
How you doing?
Listen, I'm good. I am good. I knew you were going to forget, and I forgot to tell you the cheesy analogy that goes with to help you remember. So
Okay,
I'm going to give you the analogy now so
okay,
that it will help you to remember. And
okay. Let's
remember,
get it.
I said it is cheesy. Okay? So if you can say Velveeta like the cheese, you can
So
say Triveda, and you won't ever forget
that's so good.
it.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Triveda, that's it.
Yeah.
Cause I sure
See?
was about to say Triveda, Triveda. Wrong, wrong. Because I can't stand when people butcher my name, so I'm not. No, you ain't about to worry about me.
Hey.
Thank you so much for gracing the stage. I definitely appreciate it. Okay,
Thank you for
so
having me.
you're so welcome. All right, so let's get into it for the people in the back. Can you tell us where you're from and the name of your disability or medical condition?
Yes, I can. I am from Spartanburg, South Carolina. The name of my condition is called Chiari malformation, and it is a serious neurological brain condition.
Serious. Okay, so this is her color ribbon, and
Yes.
that was why we changed it, and we're going to keep it for this month because this is the how you say it again?
Chiari malformation.
I got that right. Thank you, Gabe. Chiari malformation.
Yes.
This is new to me, so I definitely want to dive into what this looks like and also where it stemmed from. So can you tell us like how did it start? Where did it? How did you even find out about what this condition is?
Okay, well, I was born with it. It's not something that I like got over time. It's not like it's an autoimmune disease or anything like this. It's basically a deformity of the brain. And it's basically where my brain is literally too big for my skull. And the base of the brain is basically, it's supposed to be closed at the top of the spinal cord where the base of the cerebellum connects with the spinal cord. It's supposed to be closed, but mine has an opening. And with that opening, the cerebellum protrudes through that small opening. And it causes severe headaches, heart palpitations, temperature differentials, vision problems, voice issues, balance, anything that you can think of. It basically affects the entire body because your brain is your central station for everything that controls the body. So I will tell you this, most of the time I am in severe pain, but I've learned to operate in the pain that I have so that people don't necessarily feel sorry for me because that kind of annoys me when you try to, you know, make me feel less than because of what I deal with. I'm already dealing with it. I don't need the sympathy because I'm having to deal with this. So treat me just like everyone else
Right.
because I am like everyone else. I just have to deal with something that's a little different than yours. And
Exactly.
it's like people who have migraine headaches. Well, my headache is a little different than that, but I do deal with migraines as well. So if you take a migraine headache and multiply that by 10 plus a burning sensation at the back of your your head and your neck and your shoulders. It's a burning sensation. So that pain is usually 10 times worse than a typical migraine. And so that's usually the space in which I operate 95% of the time. So
So do you have, are there certain triggers that may, or is there certain things that you may do or not do that would trigger some of your side effects?
yes, coughing, sneezing, laughing, which I love to laugh, causes very, very bad headaches. So I have to. I'm not gonna stop laughing. I'm just not about to do that. So I laugh a lot. I laugh through the pain because at the end of the day, God creates everything, and He creates the space in which I'm able to operate in this pain. So I'm not gonna stop laughing. Dropping, like if I drop something, it's like, oh Lord, I got to bend over to pick this up. That's really gonna cause my head to hurt. But I dropped
Mm-hmm.
it. I need it. I gotta get it. If the
Yeah.
weather changes, like right now, seasons are changing. If it's about to rain, I'll feel that in my head. The pressure in the air. It rises, and when it's really, really cold outside, my entire body flares up because of the temperature in the change in the weather.
Changing the
So
weather.
it's a lot that goes with this condition. And I'll tell you how I found out I had this condition. And I say that it was my blessing and my curse. I had a
Mm-hmm.
stroke in 2009. And with having that stroke, I was diagnosed with this. Not only that, I was told I had a brain aneurysm as well. So imagine having a stroke, being told that you have an aneurysm at the same time, and you also have this very, very rare condition that they don't necessarily know how to treat. And I guess you could say, what they offer that is surgery that is basically like trying to alleviate the pain that you deal with and some of the symptoms, is called a decompression brain surgery.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's not a cure. And that's the misconception that most people think, okay, I'm going to have the surgery and I'm going to be better. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. It benefits more people if they have the surgery if they're under the age of 25. If
Mm-hmm.
you're over the age of 25, because your brain is pretty much set by then,
Right.
whatever happens at that point, you're pretty much going to either speed up the progression of this condition, or you're gonna pretty much about stay the same, but there's no guarantee. So you run the risk of actually speeding up whatever symptoms you're already dealing with are pretty much staying the same. And so I've opted to not have the surgery and depend on God to provide everything that I need, simply because I don't want to have to stop living my life based on what man said, you
Right.
know? So I don't want to do that. And so I have not had the surgery. And in 2013, I had a major flare up with this condition and I lost my ability to speak. And so,
Oh.
with that being the way that it was, it's like I know where I'm at now, and God has provided everything that I've needed. I lost the use of my left side when I had my stroke in 2009. When I had the relapse with this flare up in 2013, I lost my speech and the use of my left side again. And so God was who I depended on when doctors couldn't tell me what was going on, what was happening, if I
Right.
was going to get better. None of those things. God was who brought me through, and He's doing what I need to do now, which
Right.
is spread awareness about this condition, because most people don't know that this condition even exists. And so
Yeah.
when you hear it, it's like, okay, well, what is that? It doesn't sound
Right.
like it's anything. And then you don't look like you have anything. And so it's like, yeah, I don't look like I have anything, but I deal with a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. So can we talk about the struggle real quick? Because
yeah.
man, so um before you had the stroke, were there any
Mhm.
symptoms? Um, were there any
Yeah.
like triggers? And was it a trigger from your condition that you already had?
I honestly don't know what the trigger was. Like, I did not even know this condition existed until I had my stroke. But the things that I grew up dealing with was the migraine headaches, the numbness and tingling in my hands and fingers. And most of that started after I had my first child. I was 17 when I had my daughter. When
Mm-hmm.
I was about 19, I started having numbness in my hands, and it would be one hand and it might be one foot. And so I would think that my shoes were tied too tight. I had too many rings on because I used to wear rings on all fingers. And then I would have my watch on and I would feel like my that was too tight. So I would have it to where it would just roll around my arm and I would only wear one ring, and it was still happening. I would have these headaches. I would have nosebleeds. I had nosebleeds a lot as a kid, and I was always hot and cold, and I could never regulate my body temperature. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was having heart palpitations, and I didn't know why. And I happened to be at the doctor's office one time, and she's doing my exam. You know how they listen to your chest and everything, and my heart rate speeded up. And she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. What's wrong with you?" She was like, she was like, "Well, your heart rate speeded up and that's not normal." And I was like, "Well, it happens all the time. Like, I'm not sure what you're asking me." And she was like, "No, I'm gonna let you rest for a minute. Like, are you stressed? Are you upset about something?" She rechecked my blood pressure. She was like, "But your blood pressure is fine, but your heart's racing." I said, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know this. It happens all the time." She was like, "But are you sure you're okay?" "Yes, ma'am, I'm fine." "Are you okay? Because you're starting to scare me now,
Right.
and I don't know why." And so she was like, "Well, I'm gonna prescribe a beta blocker for you until we can figure out what the cause is." Didn't think anything about that at all. I was 25 at that time when that happened, and so I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It's just a regular doctor's appointment." And so I was 30 when I had my stroke. And I'll give you a little backstory about how stubborn I am when it comes to having the stroke. Okay. I was at work, had been working, at an eye place and had been there all day. I had hurt my back the previous week. So I'm just thinking, okay, I'm tired. My kids and my sister wanted to go to Walmart when I got off to pick out a movie so we could have movie night on a Friday. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, we're in Walmart and my arm goes numb and I drop my purse. My purse falls off my arm. So I'm like, I'm just tired. Y'all need to hurry up and pick up whatever movie y'all gonna pick so we can go home. So
Right.
I pick my purse up, put it on the other arm. We get the movie. We go home. I take a shower and I'm, relaxing, but my arm is still, like it feels when it goes to sleep, like a limb or something goes to sleep. That's what
Yeah.
it felt like. So I'm not really thinking anything of it. So the next morning I get up and do what I normally do, get ready for work, go to my Saturday morning meeting at the eye place, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. But as we're talking and discussing this meeting, I can't feel my arm. And I'm like, okay, this is not good. Let me call the doctor's office where I was just a couple of weeks, just last week. Let me see what's going on. So I call and they're like, "Can you just come into the office?" And luckily they were right down the street from where I work. And so I was like, yeah. So I got in there. They got me on to the back and I'm explaining to the doctor because he's like, "Tell me what happened." So I told him. He said, "I don't mean to frighten you, but it sounds as if you may have had a stroke." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "So I'm gonna, go ahead and call the ambulance and get you over to the hospital." Well, I said, "No, you're not going to call the ambulance. I'll drive myself and it'll be fine." So I drove myself to the hospital. Now I'm on the phone calling my family as I'm going, driving to the hospital. Get to the hospital. By the time I've gotten to the hospital and walk in, I can't feel my leg. I can't feel my left leg. So this whole left side is pretty much numb. I give the lady at the reception desk the envelope that the doctor gave me from the doctor's office. And she's looking at it. She's like, "Do you know what this paper says?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You look too young to be having a stroke." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, you're right. I know. But we're both wasting time because I wasted time driving over here. So can we just get to the back?
Let's go
Can
ahead.
can
Yeah.
we just
Practice.
do that? You know?" And so we get to the back, and one of my neighbors is my nurse, and she's like, Triveda, I know I didn't just read on this intake paper that you drove yourself here. I said I did. Can you fuss at me later? Let's find out what's going on because I am here and I need to know because I still got kids to take care of when I get out of here.
Right.
So let me know what's going on. So the doctor comes in and she's asking all these questions, and then she's like, did I hear right that you drove? Yes, you did. Please tell me what's going on. So
Right.
they go through all of the testing, and during the midst of all of that, a gentleman comes in. He's having a heart attack. So while I'm going to get my CT scan and all this other stuff, they're tending to him. I come back and she's gotten the results back, and I'm like, okay, so I can go home. She's like, oh no, you're going upstairs. You're actually in the middle of having a stroke right now. You're not going home. So I'm like, okay, um, okay, let me call my kids and let them know, and my sister, and let them know that I'm not coming home, that I'm actually in the hospital. And I spent 4 days in the hospital. And in the midst of all of that, that's when I found out that I had the stroke, Chiari malformation, and a brain aneurysm all at one time. So, yeah,
That's crazy. So,
yeah.
what in the what? Like, golly. Okay, so when you found out about um Chiari malformation,
Hmm.
did you have to do research? Like,
Yes.
were there things that you found out that was like, okay, that makes sense?
Yes. Yes. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of aha moments because me dealing with the numbness and tingling in my hands and things of that nature, the nosebleeds, the temperature problems, the heart palpitations, the hoarseness in my voice on some days where it's not like I have a cold or anything, the random swelling in my face, it was just crazy stuff that
Yeah.
all made sense at once. And it's like, okay, well, why don't people know about this? Why don't people know that this is something? And so I spent years being misdiagnosed with it just being migraines. And even when I had the flare up with my condition, because I went to bed in September of 2013 with a headache. And like I said, that's one of the main symptoms of Chiari malformation. So I went to bed with a headache like normal. I was trying to stay up and watch Criminal Minds, but my son had already told me, Mama, you need to go to sleep because your head hurt. You can't even keep your eyes open. But it was a new episode. So I was trying to watch the episode. And he was like, it'll be a rerun. You can go to bed. So me being hard headed and stubborn, I didn't go to bed. I just watched the show. But by the time I woke up the next morning, the whole left side of my face down to my foot was twitching and my voice trembled. So by the end of the week, I couldn't speak. I was using a pen and paper to write down things that I needed to say to people because just trying to form a sentence, it took me about 5 to 10 minutes just to say, hey, how you're doing, or what is it that you need from me? And it was so frustrating because I'm not used to being in that space. And I literally went to bed and was able to do all of that stuff. And then the next day I could not do that. And by the end of the week, I was using a walker. So it was like it was a crazy time. My family didn't know what was going on. Doctors had no clue. They were just saying, oh, well, you're just dealing with complex migraines. Well, this is definitely not
It's a
a
little bigger than
complex
that.
migraine.
Right.
Yes. So
Right.
this is not just a complex migraine. There's some more things that are going on with this. So it was touch and go. It was not a fun time, but I also know that, listen, yes, Shamar, yes, you gotta, I mean, Criminal Minds, when he was part of that, you gotta tune in, you
You
gotta
got,
watch, and
yeah.
that's what I
You
was doing.
got,
Yeah, so
you got.
that's what I was doing. I couldn't go to bed until I finished the episode, but
Oh my gosh.
that's what
Okay, so
happened.
as you were getting with the numbness, and then you did mention that you couldn't speak, and then you did mention that the feeling was gone. So did you have to go through physical therapy? Then you mentioned about you having to use a walker. Did you have to go
Yeah.
through physical therapy? Like, did your feeling ever come back? Because you're talking fine now to me. So
Yes.
how did that process start?
Okay, well, I went to physical therapy in 2009. And the physical therapist that I had, I will be honest with you, I did not like that lady at all. And I'm
Yeah.
grateful that I had her though, because she didn't baby me. She didn't allow me to feel sorry for myself. And like, I couldn't hold a loaf of bread, I could not hold my cell phone, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't tie my shoes, I couldn't button my shirt, I could not do anything and with the left side of my body. And when I met her, she told me,
Natalia getting on you. Getting
yes, that's my best friend, she gonna tell what I don't tell. So she's been there through this whole journey, so if
on,
I
she a
don't
real
tell
one.
it, she gonna put it in the comments
She
for
gonna
you.
be
So
a real one.
yeah, she gonna be my rebuttal. So she
She gonna be
gonna
like,
tell
ah,
you what
ah.
I leave out. But so she told me when I met her in August, the end of August of 2009, she told me that, okay, I see that you can't do these things. By the end of, I'll have you walking before Christmas. And I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay. I can't hold a loaf of bread. I can't hold my phone. I can't button my shirt, tie my shoe. Yeah,
Wow.
okay, whatever. And so I had a physical therapy session, and she was like, okay, I need you to walk this straight line. And I was like, I can't feel my leg and there's no support here. And she was like, I need you to put one foot in front of the other and walk. And I had every excuse because I'm like, I can't walk. You see me walking in here with a cane. Like, this ain't, I don't know how much weight I'm putting on. She was like, yeah, I don't want to hear none of that. Walk this line. And I was like, okay, if I fall, you're going to catch me. She said, I'm going to be beside you. So I'm going to make sure that you don't fall. But it's not my job to make sure that you know what you need to do. And so she was like, I'm not going to, if you don't want anybody else to treat you like you're handicapped, then you got to stop acting like you are. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And so she was so hard on me. She told me, because I told her, I said, I don't like you. She said, I don't get paid for you to like me. I get
We
paid
don't
for
care.
yeah. She said, I don't care that you don't like me. I don't get paid for that. I get paid to ensure that you're able to do what you were doing
Yeah,
before. And I
yeah.
was like, all right, whatever. So she would
Anyway,
send me home. Yeah, she would send me home with exercises. And this lady was so hard on me that she would come to my job because I had these resistance bands, and I told her where I worked in the eye business. And so she was like, okay, you have these resistance bands, you're going to put them on your leg, and you have a counter that you can hold on to and walk from side to side.
mhm,
It's going to build up the strength because your stronger leg is going to give you the resistance that you need.
right.
So you're going to do this. When I tell you, this lady would come to my job to see if I was doing the exercises. I was like, you don't even, you off the clock. Why ain't you at home? She said, because you hard headed.
She
She
a
said,
real.
and I just needed to make sure that you was doing what you were supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
she
I
loves
was
her
like,
job. She loves her job.
no, she didn't do this for everybody else. She did it because I
Oh,
was I was stubborn, and she was determined to prove a point to me. And when she said, and I finished with my physical therapy, and I was walking and skipping and galloping the
wow.
week before Christmas. And so with everything that she taught me when I had the flare up in 2013 and had to use that walker and things of that nature, everything that she taught me, I use and I
You
still use to
use.
this day.
Yeah.
So if you see me walk, I don't walk with any assistance. I don't walk with the cane. I know how my body operates. And so if this leg decides that it wants to, have a moment where it doesn't like me or whatever, I know how to still maneuver to where you wouldn't notice.
Right.
So,
I love
and
that.
then,
That's super dope.
then with the speech thing, I learned with my research, because I'm a nerd,
Mhm.
that you use different parts of your vocal cords when you sing. So I would sing around the house in order to get my speech back, because people would not, like, the doctors didn't know how to help me. Like, they were not trying to send me to physical therapy for that because they really didn't know what was going on and they didn't know how to help. And I was like, well, I need to be able to talk. I can't just, I can't get used to this. I'm sorry. I just can't. So I got to figure this out. So when I figured out that you use different parts of your vocal cords when you sing, I would just sing just random stuff around the house, or I would sing whatever song I like from church, and I would sing that and just go on with what I needed. And that's how I got my speech back.
Wow, I never knew. That's amazing. That's really, you know what? You on to something with the singing. That's really, really good. Wow, I did not know
Yeah.
that you, but it makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes so much sense. Okay, so for now that you're kind of in this life and you're understanding a little bit more about your condition and the things that the side effects and all the triggers and all that, what
Yeah.
is the biggest um oh, first question, what's the biggest misconception, because this is considered an invisible disability, what's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest misconception with having your disability or medical
That
condition?
that decompression surgery is a cure,
Mm,
because people are always say, just have the surgery. Just have the surgery. It'll make you better.
yeah,
Says who? If you know your body well enough, you know what is capable of recovering from.
right,
And that's one thing that I know for sure. That's not beneficial for me, at least not right now.
yeah,
And when and until my symptoms get bad enough to where I have not learned how to listen and it does not cooperate with me, then I will consider doing that. But outside of that, me and God got this. I ain't worrying about nobody else. I'm not finna do that. God didn't say go and have this surgery. He ain't
right.
told me that. And until he does, I ain't. Mm-mm. Nope.
And we not, and we not
No.
gonna, no thank you.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. No. He ain't said that.
Listen, right, like let God do what he do. Look who,
Look, there go
boy,
Angela. There she go. There she go.
that's my sis. Hey girl, love you.
Yes.
Love you.
She
Yo, yeah.
gonna push you. She gonna push you. She gonna push
She
you,
gonna,
Lord. She
now
gonna push
this
you.
one, she gonna push you. Cause child, I wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for her. I appreciate it. Angela, I love
I
you.
wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for her. Cause honey, let me tell you.
Man, for real, for real.
Met her once and we've been stuck like glue ever since. And she's the reason why I do the podcast.
Yeah,
So
I love
yeah.
her. She's
Yeah.
definitely a motivator. And we was talking about you before the show, but now we can give you your flowers now. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. We love you. We thank you for pushing us. Even when we was like, girl, you don't even know us at all, but okay. But
Right.
God was using you. Okay, girl. I don't know what you see.
I don't know what you see and I don't know what you talk about. But I'm
But
gonna do what
okay,
you
girl.
said though.
And now that we doing it, we like, oh, I get what you're saying. Never mind.
Right. I see
I get,
your point. I see your vision now. I ain't see it when you said it though. I ain't see it.
because I
But
thought you
I
were
see it now.
crazy. I love you. I love you so much. So that's funny. That I'm glad that I'm glad I'm not alone in this. I'm glad that
No.
somebody else understands.
Yes, yes, yes.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so um for you, what is the hardest part about living with this um condition? The hardest.
That is so unpredictable.
Mhm.
That it is so unpredictable. My biggest fear is going to bed, and people don't understand why, and I'm going to explain why. Because each time I've gone to bed, I've woken up a different person, and I don't know
Mhm.
who I'm going to wake up to tomorrow. So I'm grateful for every day that I have to be in this space, because I don't know what I'm going to be like when I open my eyes tomorrow. But I
Right.
trust God that He's going to be where I need Him to be able to move my body, to be able to use my voice, to be able to do the things that He's calling me to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know, but it's a fear that I have of sleeping. But it's one of those things. I
Yeah.
know my
Well,
body needs to rest.
how do you manage the unknown?
God,
Yeah.
God. That's the only answer that I can give you, because without Him, I don't know, but I know that with Him, He's the reason why I'm
Right.
able to manage through the unknown.
Yeah.
Because if He brought me to it, He's gonna bring me through it. I just have to trust and walk in the steps that He places in front of me. And
Mm.
as long as I continue to walk in the steps that He places in front of me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I go through each and every day. God, I thank you. I call on Him so much. I think some days He be like, you on hold right now. I don't talk to you 12 times already, and it's before 9 o'clock. What do you want? I don't want to talk to you right now. Go on to the cone. I'm
I
gonna talk to you about
listen,
5 o'clock. You know,
because I understand. I be like, "Hey, yo, JC, you got a minute? You
you're
busy?
right.
Okay, good. Anyway, what I
This is
was
what I
saying
need to
was,
talk to you about.
5 minutes ago because I didn't really finish my sentence. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Like
I
I
get
was
it.
talking to you earlier, you put me on hold. You had to go tend to something else, but I needed you in that moment. And you was like, nah, you got it. I'll get to you in a minute. See, that be the thing.
That
I'd be like,
that's
nah,
that's
look here.
crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy that you put me on hold, but I'll forgive you this time. Anyway, what I was saying, yeah,
Right, right.
definitely, definitely, for sure. Love you too, Angela. So I definitely want to get into what are you into now? Business. Are you a part of an organization? Are you a part of a nonprofit? Like, let us know what you're doing. What you doing?
Okay. Well, number one, I started a publishing business to help other people publish, self-publish their works. I edit for other people, which my business is called Wings of Transformation Publishing.
Whoop,
I
whoop.
also am part of Miss Angela's network, which is the Crew Podcast. There is 8 of us outstanding and amazing podcast hosts under Miss Angela. So that is one other thing that I do. Outside of that, I'm a mom of 3 and a grandmother of 2. So
Girl, you look
that's
good.
thank you. Thank you.
You look
Every
good.
time I say I'm a grandma, people look at me like,
Where?
where? But
Where?
I will be 46 next month.
Wow, you look really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
46.
And see, with all that I've been through, that's God's grace and His mercy, because I don't look like nothing I have been through.
You don't.
And when I look back at those pictures and I look back at all of the things that I went through, like I could tell how sick I was. But even in some of those pictures that people see, they don't see none of that. And I'm like, if you only knew the story behind that picture, you would understand the smile that I have today, because let me tell you, that was a snapshot in time. But those were the days where it looked so dark. I didn't know whether I was going to be out on this side, but I was
Yeah.
trustful. I was faithful. I was like, God, I don't know what you trying to do. I don't know what lesson you trying to teach me, but sir, do I got to carry this
Right.
right now?
Are you done? Did I learn my lesson? Because I get it now.
Right.
Good.
Can I witness to you for just a little while? Like, because it's a little heavy for me.
It's a
But
little
I also
heavy.
learned
That
during that
is
time to be more specific in my prayers when I
yeah.
pray to God. And I know God has a sense of humor because He created me with one. And this is one thing that, like, my uncle, who he just passed away not too long ago, but I was talking to him. This was right after my stroke, and no, it was after my second flare up with this condition. And I was telling him how I had been praying and asking for rest, and
Mhm.
I was not specific. I was just like, God, I'm tired. I just went on vacation, but I didn't rest during that vacation. And I just want to be able to rest.
Right.
And I was talking to my uncle. He was like, I said, the rest he gave me was not the rest I was anticipating. Like, I can't even work right now. Like, I don't want to be at the house with the kids all the time. Like,
Right. I said rest, not shouldn't be.
yeah, I said, because that ain't the rest I asked for. And he was like, but you said you was tired. I said, yeah, I said I was tired. So I wanted another vacation without the kids. But that ain't what he gave me. So I'm at the
Mhm.
house. I'm with the kids. I can't go nowhere. I can't drive no more. This ain't the rest that I wanted, but this is the rest that he gave
Yeah.
me. But at the same time, it allowed me to go back to school to
Yeah.
get it was a dream that I had always had. I hadn't been I wanted to go to college, but I didn't have the right out of high school college experience. It was 19 years later when I went to college and got my degree in medical office administration. Now, listen, this was a challenge in itself too, because having this condition, I left the school a couple of times in an
Yeah.
ambulance because I was still determined to go to class.
Okay.
And it was supposed to take me 2 years to finish this degree. It took me a year and 9 months to
Wow.
do it because I made sure that I was going to complete what I started. And I had every excuse though before I started. But I've raised some very boisterous children who I had told my daughter, I said, listen, I made an enrollment appointment with the school and, I think I'm gonna go. Now, that was my first mistake in telling her that I had made this appointment.
Yeah,
And
because
so
now
the
she gonna
day came. Yeah, the day came and I had every excuse. I was like, I'm not feeling well. I'm not going. She was like, okay, well, I'm going to give you an hour to get up, get yourself dressed, and we're going. And that's what we're going to do. And I was like, yeah, I'm
yeah.
not doing that. She was like, okay, I'm going to give you an hour to get dressed and get up, and we're going. So I got dressed, I got out there. And so as I'm talking to the enrollment specialist and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, can these classes like the first semester be, online? And they were like, no, first semester you have to be on campus and so on and so forth. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a condition. I'm still in recovery. I'm not quite sure if I can do this. And then you have to take an assessment test. And I ain't been in school in over 19 years. And so my daughter looks at me and she said, now I have watched you lose your ability to walk. I've watched you lose your ability to speak. I've watched you overcome all of that
Hmm.
to be able to do that today. So I don't want to hear nothing about none of these excuses. You're gonna go in there, you're gonna take that test, and then after you pass that test, we're gonna go around there and talk to them people in the
And,
financial aid department
and
because
that's
you enrolled in school today.
right. Now you
Needless to say, I enrolled in school that day and I started on August the 4th, which was happened to be my youngest son's birthday. So
oh wow.
2015. So
That's
yeah.
dope. Listen, okay, we sometimes we just need that motivation. I I love it. I love it so so much. Okay, so can you tell us where we can find you? Where you at on social media? Or where
I am on Facebook as Triveda Harris. I am on Instagram as Triveda underscore Harris 78. You can find my business on Facebook as Wings of Transformation Publishing. You can find my Facebook group of Wings of Transformation. You can also find me on Facebook for Believe in the Journey podcast, also with the crew podcast on Facebook and Instagram, also on TikTok as Triveda Harris, and I'm also an author as well. I've written 4 books and been part of a few anthologies. So, yeah.
period. Gabe, can you put all that up on the screen? I like we need to follow everything. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the group, the chat, the podcast, the neighbor's house, all of it. All of it. The author, the website, like
The
I
names of
love
my
it.
books. My first book was called My Poetry, My Peace, My Soul Release. The second book is Struggle, Strength, and Success. Kiari Malformation Won't Win. The third one is Overcoming Childhood Trauma, My Journey to Healing. And the fourth book is A Queen's Guide to um, wellness, mental wellness, and self-love. And it's a basically a workbook. It gives you some tips on how to start to mentally heal yourself
Right.
and to value and self-love yourself. So it's got some worksheets and things in there as well, and of course my favorite, some affirmations. I don't do anything without talking to myself, saying it is what it is, and you can be anything that you want to be. Just stay
Exactly.
focused.
Exactly. Yeah, that's so true. That I love me a good affirmation. Gabe, what we doing, big dog?
That was probably a lot. I did say a lot in a small amount of time.
It's all good. The more you know. What? Thank you. Thank you so much, Gabe. We appreciate it. Everyone, y'all, please go follow Triveda.
Yes,
Uh,
you can say Vita. You can say
okay,
Vita.
thank
It's
you.
fine.
Thank
It's
you.
it's fine.
Follow Vita on IG at Triveda Harris. Oh, Triveda underscore. Triveda underscore Harris 78, and on Facebook, Triveda Harris. And you said TikTok, what is it under?
It's Trevita Harris.
Oh, listen, I
Yeah,
love the fact that everything is the same because
yeah.
that's how it's supposed to be. That makes it so much easier. And
Yeah, I
oh,
don't have all of that kind of crazy
yeah,
stuff to I just that it just it's not cool for me. But
exactly.
the podcast is Believe in the Journey. I have a Facebook group for that. Also, my business is Wings of Transformation Publishing. So if anybody wants to write a book, everybody's got a story to tell. If you're
Very
not
true.
sure how to get started, I can walk you through the process because everybody has a story to tell, and there's absolutely no reason to be ashamed of anything that you've been through. It may be tea for somebody else, but it's an experience that you've lived and overcame. So let them sip that tea while you live in the victory. Okay.
Bars. Set the tea while you live in the victory.
Yes,
Period.
that's
Trivita,
it.
thank you so so much for being a guest on the show. I definitely appreciate it. Yo, you're dope. You stuck with me for life, but it just is what it is.
It's okay. That's all right. Listen, I'm an annoying friend, so I'm just like Angela. If I see something in you, I'm gonna push you too. So
That
there's just
listen,
you gotta have those people around you that see something and be like, "Hey, girl, you know what? I thought about you when I did such and such.
right?
So let me just go and tell you about it.
Exactly.
So this what you finna do. So
And
yeah,
that's it. And that's it. That's all.
that's
Listen,
it.
I appreciate it, and I love that for sure. Gabe's gonna put you in the back. We about to end the show, and then we in there. I appreciate you.
All
Love
right.
you,
Love you too, girl.
y'all. What I tell y'all? Y'all gonna listen because the tears right here, and we're on top of it. My guests are so dope. Like I love my guests, and I'm so appreciative. Trivita did her. She did her thug thizzle, nep tizzle. She did her big one, and then she did bigger than that. After that big one, she did it even bigger. I appreciate her for being on the show. I appreciate so so much all you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna say it all the time. Thank y'all because y'all don't have to. Y'all could be watching something else on TV. Y'all could be eating dinner with the fam. I mean, y'all could be on TikTok. Y'all could be doing y'all thug thizzle. You feel me? I appreciate it. All right, so let's get into church announcements. If you have a disability and or medical condition, or you are an essential caregiver and you want to be a guest on the show, or you know someone that wants to be a guest on the show, you think they'll be a dope, because as you can see, my guests are dope. Holla at me. Let me know what's up. Let me know what's up. Like I said earlier, I love referrals. Let me know what's up. Like holla, because one being brave ain't going nowhere. You feel me? We in there like swimwear. Now, here is the catch. I need you guys to listen to the rules. Don't be coming over here talking about you got a hurt elbow, you done stubbed your toe, you ran to the wall. Child, get you some Neosporin and go about your day. Because I ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? As you can see, my guests have real stories. We be dealing with some real life stuff. You feel me? We don't be coming over here talking about you got a paper cut. Don't do it. Because I'm going to laugh at you and be like, that sounds like a personal problem. It's beyond me now. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Tell him about your troubles. Because that trouble ain't mine. So if you know someone, or if you are that someone that has a disability and or a medical condition and you want to be a guest on the show, I could be that one. Like, let me know. You feel me? Like, holla at me one time for the one time. Also, next Tuesday, we're live in living color. In living color. Can do what you want. In living color. Okay. Next Tuesday, we are live and in living color. My guest is gonna be super dope. Duh. Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be right here. So I'm gonna need y'all to be right here too. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love y'all. All right, so we out. We ain't about to hold y'all because y'all know we don't go over an hour. We don't do that. Because I'm hungry. All right, don't log off. Stay on because we got y'all know, Gabe gonna show y'all what's up. I love y'all. Wait, before I say that, Gabe, don't be embarrassing me this week by keeping me on, because you know I be getting awkward and I don't know what to say when I'm saying bye and it don't close. Don't be showing out, Gabe. Don't be showing out, Gabe, in the back. All right, y'all don't log off yet though, because I got a little piece, a little piece at the end. All right, Gabe, get me out of here real quick so I can stop talking. Bye, y'all. I love y'all. Period. And y'all better love me too. All right, Gabe, get me out of here. Y'all already know what to do. Until next time. Love you.